is where the light enters you. This is a quote by Rumi, and I think it really speaks to the heart of what I'd like to talk about, and that is the distinction between healing and nervous system regulation. So nervous system regulation is a part of healing, and it is a beautiful thing, but it's different than healing, the greater healing. And essentially, you could learn a lot of great strategies, breath work, cold plunges, various different modalities that help regulate your nervous system. And essentially what nervous system regulation is a process that allows your physiology to adjust from a heightened overreactive state where you're more in sympathetic stress down to a more calm state where your parasympathetics is more the dominating factor, where essentially you're balancing your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic is the fight and flight side of your system that amps up when you experience some threat in your environment, or something that really is getting your heart racing. Whereas parasympathetic is the healing, the rest and digest, part of your system when you are in a calm and just easy breezy state of being. So the thing is that healing is different because it goes back to really shining the light on what's behind our pain. And when you're regulating your nervous system, you're just calming it, and you're not really giving attention or light to the part of your system that is causing you to react. Because that reaction is a normal response for you. And it is your truth. And when we feel into why that is, why we're angry, why we're sad, why we're anxious and amped up, what we're doing is we're telling our nervous system that it's okay to feel those feelings and that it's okay to be with them in a way that allows your system to reorient and reorganize instead of avoid. So when we're always dysregulating, I hate to say it, but it really is a form of self-violence. It's the same reason why the system is dysregulated in the first place, and that is that we are not wanting to be with what is uncomfortable. And when we come from a place of allowing ourselves to connect to what that is, what that angst is, what that sadness is, what that grief is, in a way where we're not trying to change it, we're just bringing in acceptance. And if you can bring awareness, connection, and breath, then what you're doing is helping your system to feel safe, to feel your authentic expression of truth. And all the full human spectrum of emotion it's human, it's real, and it's a part of your truth. If you're feeling angst and all you can think about is how you shouldn't feel angsty, or you just want to be calm and you don't want to be all worked up, well, the thing is that your system is doing that for a reason. And if you just let the flood come and lay there and feel into what those emotions are, you're retraining your nervous system to know that it's safe to feel all of these feelings and how to feel those feelings. For instance, anger. Many people learn a very unhealthy relationship with anger. And so they spend their whole life trying to avoid feeling the anger, because if they do, they might do what their parents did and burst it out or hurt somebody or say something that you didn't want to say or just act the fool. But the thing is anger is a beautiful thing when we have a positive relationship with it, because what anger can be is a very just firm knife edge to defining our boundaries for ourselves and for others, what we are willing to be with and what is okay and what is not okay. And it doesn't have to come out like a volcano. Anger can come out and just be firm in your power. No, this is not happening. And you can project that energy in a way where you let the other person know that power is right there and very accessible. But it's completely within your control, and it doesn't feel like acid moving through your muscles. You have a healthy relationship with it. And the same thing goes for the fullness of the human spectrum. And so that is what healing is. Nervous system regulation is just bringing it down, okay? We got to bring it down, and hey, this day has been a lot. I need some time to just chill out and regulate my system. You know, maybe you work in a very high, anxiety, edge of your seat, New York Stock Exchange type job. And every day you come home and you got to do the cold plunge. And hey, that's your lifestyle. That's okay. But having a relationship with the fullness of what's behind that is what healing's all about. 2 more quotes that I think are great. Healing is the end of conflict with yourself. Not looking at these responses of these negative emotions as being a problem. Instead, welcome them in and reestablish a relationship with them from a place of safety, where you just allow the feelings and you feel it in your fullness of what they are without trying to change them. Brené Brown said, we cannot ignore our pain and feel compassion for it at the same time. Brilliant. You know truth when you hear it. So I hope that's helpful for you to know the distinction between nervous system regulation and healing. Oh, one more thing that's really important too. When we allow ourselves to experience the fullness of our emotion, it doesn't have to live in our muscles as tension. We can actually pull the energy out of it and bring it into the fullness of all of our cells, all of our tissue, in a way that is beautiful and artful and fully in honoring of what your spirit is here to do, and that is to share your gifts with the world and hopefully make it a better place.